Morbid the Seven Acolytes. I always wanted to try Soulslike in isometric perspective and test how it works. What we got from Morbid is a strange mix of Soulslike and Diablo-like. First section is the story. Story of Morbid is there only for gameplay, I guess. It's very simple. You're a striver sent to cleanse the lands from Seven Acolytes. It's simple as that. Souls-like story, NPCs mumbling about how you need to ascend or become exalted in order to pass the door to the next area and to kill the next boss. Now, all enemies and bosses have descriptions in your journal as well as weapons and items. All descriptions are done well. 5 out of 10 for story. It's there, but frankly, this game doesn't even need the story. Game bugs and optimization. Not a single crash, bug, and glitch in my entire playthrough. Game is optimized to perfection, fast loading screens, and it will work on a toaster too. 10 out of 10. Game time. It took me exactly 7 hours to finish the game without rushing it while getting 95% of achievements along the way. Seen all maps, did all side quests too, as well as all bosses. If there was a map edit, mini map edit, it would probably take 3 hours to finish the game. Replay value is 0. In other words, this is a very short game. 4 out of 10 for game time. Next section is game difficulty. This is the matter of who plays the game, okay? For Souls-like veterans, Metroidvania veterans, Diablo veterans, this will be a light Souls experience and a very easy game. There are no difficulty options to pick from when you start. I killed 90% of the bosses on the very first attempt. 2 bosses in the game were, let's call it harder. They took more than 3 tries to kill. This, in one hand, is a great game for casual players who want to get familiar with Souls-like genre. On the other hand, it's a stump for experienced players. 5 out of 10 for difficulty. Maps and graphics. It's pixel art with isometric perspective. One of my favorite camera angles is isometric perspective for sure. Graphics are great, love the morbid style of the game. Maps on the other hand, even though diverse in design, they can become confusing and your main enemy in the game. It's okay when you play Dark Souls without a map. You will remember every building and object along the way, but it's not okay when there is no map on pixel art game from isometric perspective when everything looks similar. In other words, you'll get lost quite often because minimap is non-existent. Some will say how it's intended to be like that, but frankly, all it does is prolonging a 3 hours run into a 7-hour run for the first playthrough. Nothing else, just prolongs it. There are some cool parts and great animations along the journey, so 6 out of 10 I think it's fair. Gameplay, the most important part. What do you do in this game? Quite simple. You kill everything that comes on your way. Roll, hit, roll, dodge, and kill. That's it. From time to time, you'll chuck consumables that will recover your health or stop your stamina consumption while swinging your weapons. It's classic. Reach the next waypoint, save, enemies respawn when you rest. Gameplay is fun and there are plenty of enemies and bosses in this short game. Negative are hitboxes, weird and strange hitboxes for sure. For your enemies and for yourself also. Hitboxes are completely off, to be honest. You'll get used to them after an hour or two though. 5 out of 10 for gameplay. Leveling and itemization. Well, imagine Dark Souls without upgrades for weapons and remove armor. Now imagine Diablo removing everything from itemization and leaving sockets only for your weapons. That's how it looks like. All you can do is switch weapons, melee and ranged, and add runes in sockets that you'll find along the way. Runes, they're different from fire damage, lightning damage boost to lifesteal and sanity steal. Sanity, by the way, the crazier you get, more enemy ghosts will spawn along the way and vice versa. You get sanity easily when consuming sanity restore items, so in the end all you get is weapons, consumables and runes for items. Leveling, it's classic. You get XP for killing enemies. With XP, you get skill points, and you invest those when you meditate. Since the game is about killing acolytes, every time you get one acolyte, you'll also get a new blessing slot. And there are exactly 7 acolytes, so 7 spots to unlock for your blessings. You put your skill points into blessings and enhance them. That's why the skill points in the game, okay? Blessings are classic raise HP bar, stamina bar, damage, XP gain, and so on. You'll find blessings along the way by breaking different statues. That's all there is to it. Innovation doesn't exist. It's a simple leveling and itemization system.
Fuck you!
5 out of 10. Next section, NPCs and enemies. Few NPCs in the game will give you side quests, kill optional bosses, or collect items to get rewards. NPCs, they're non-existent and do not matter for the story at all. Bosses, on the other hand, there are 11 in total, 7 main and 4 optional. I like bosses design. Enemies are diverse and plenty. Most of them are monstrosities. AI for some enemies and bosses is mega aggressive, and for some it's straight brain dead. Some enemies will rush at you, detect you, some will just walk past you. Bosses too, some will give you a good fight while some will sit in the middle of the screen and do nothing while you hit them. 5 out of 10. Last section, music and sound. For me, music and sound were way too loud and overwhelming, so from maximum 100 in the options, I reduced everything to 10 in order to hear myself. Music is solid, sound effects are solid, there is no voice acting at all.
What are you doing?
6 out of 10.
Oh,
Conclusion. We got 9 sections with 51 points, and that would be 5.6 out of 10 for Morbid, the 7 Acolytes. What can I say more? Is the game good or is it bad? It's none of those. It's mediocre Light Souls experience worth playing for one Sunday morning. I played with a gamepad on PC, so I don't know if controls are good for mouse and keyboard. I guess they are, there is no reason for them not to be. Controls were responsive and they were on spot. Casual players will like the game for sure. Is it worth buying now? Yes, if you have nothing else to play and you want to try isometric Soulslike. My recommendation, wait for sale. Thanks for watching and I'll be seeing you on the next one.
Ice. Lady Tristana, Mother Green. Acolyte slain. Toughest boss so far in the game.